Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy once again that you guys have found my little corner of the world. For those that are brand new, I am Kristen, your marketing lady by the day, okay? And the bestie you need all of the time to come to you, bring that uplifting spirit, to bring that love, to bring anything that you need to help boost your confidence throughout the day, the week, the year, whatever. That is what I'm here for. I'm also here to give you some career tips, specifically in the area of marketing and business development, because that's my area of expertise. And every Friday, if you've been with me a little bit long, you've noticed a couple videos are starting to pick up on that trend, okay? So over the last couple videos, specifically relevant to the marketing and business and career side of things, I started to kind of put some nuggets in your head to help you start to feel confident about maybe your job searching, maybe just expanding your career. And then if you've been with me in other videos, like our Beauty Becomes Her, where we build the confidence in here and in our minds, I'm helping just, give little nuggets here and there to help you, align your values with what it is that you want to do in your life. And this video is not going to be any different, except we're going to start creeping and crawling a little bit into how to get into a career like the one that I have, or one that you truly dream of. So just a little quick backstory. My career has been for the last 10 years in business development and sales. And as of about 5 years ago, I got into marketing as a career, business on the job side. And now I am a marketing coordinator. So I have the job that I dreamed about as a little girl, where I just hoped I could just write and read all day. And now that's exactly what I do. I write, read, create, design, strategize, I research. This is everything that I do on a daily basis. And making YouTube videos is no different, because I still have to do research on what topics I think would work best and what my audience likes, okay? And speaking of audience, before I go further, I want to invite you guys to please like, subscribe, share my videos. If there's even just something someone needs to hear, share it. That's what it's for. And I invite you guys to like and subscribe, because I'm going to keep this thing rolling. I don't care, as long as I reach at least one person, that means the world to me, okay? So, and again, just a quick reminder, I will be dropping my website really soon. I've been a busy lady. For those also that don't know this, I am a single mommy. I do have my son who's in the other room getting ready for school. I do work full time. I'm busy. So I'm putting, the time I need to into the website. But once it launches and drops, it's going to have what you guys hear me talking about all the time on my channel, and then also the resources that I will actually be talking about today, along with others that I think will help you either A, in your career journey, B, in becoming a person that's working in marketing, if that's something that you want to do, or you simply just want your confidence up here instead of down there. So that's what it's for. So be on the lookout for it. If you have not already, you can please click the link in my description. It's just a quick form. And once I am able to launch that and announce, send out email marketing with it, you can have direct access first. And wouldn't it be cool to be the first one to experience all that there is, on the website? So that's an opportunity for you. But yeah, so today's video, it's going to be one of two videos. It's part one, part two. Today, we're going to talk about basically the general theme of both videos is how to brand yourself professionally in 2025. Now, with professional, I'm not talking about like your personal brand and being on Instagram and Facebook. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in the job market, how to make yourself look amazing to anyone that's trying to hire or looking to hire you, or if you want a higher paying job, any of those things. That's what this is for. The part two, we'll get into how to expand upon it and how to present yourself even more professionally. So without further ado, let's get into the 4 main points I will make, and then at the very end, I'll tell you what you can expect in the next video, because I really want you guys to watch these in order. There's a reason for that, because this video will talk about all of the things that you need to be doing probably right now that require a laptop or something to write on. It does require internet access. That's the way you're watching this video, but it also requires you to utilize one social media network that I love, okay? And you'll hear it in my voice as I describe it. So the very first thing, we'll start with number 1, that you should do if you haven't done so already, to build your professional brand, is to set up a powerful, not just set it up, a powerful LinkedIn page, okay? LinkedIn is a social network. If you don't know, it's been around for a little while, but it's a social network specifically for professionals, for people in the workforce. It's a way to connect with not only like-minded individuals, but to network with like mentors to help you job search. It's a powerful search engine. Out of all of the social media networks, that one is my absolute die-hard favorite, okay? As a marketing coordinator, I spend maybe 65% of my day on LinkedIn, because I have to research what our competitors are doing. I have to see what our company page is doing, but then I also have to keep my page going, because if nobody can find me, nobody can find the other pages. So it's a lot of work, but it's a platform that has helped me not only land great jobs, it's also, I guess you could say, a confidence booster too, because I've been able to showcase not only the projects that I'm working on, but all of my skills that sometimes maybe a resume, will get to that, can't always highlight. So it's a way to do that. And the way that I would recommend setting up your LinkedIn page, and I'll actually do a separate video of step-by-step of this, just in case anybody misses this part, is doing these things. So follow the steps with me, and then in another video, I'll break it down how I did it on my page. And just to let you guys know, if you'd like to, please follow me and connect with me on LinkedIn. My link is in the description as well, so you guys can see what a full-fledged LinkedIn page looks like. So with LinkedIn, I recommend optimizing your headline and your summary. So you're probably like, Kristen, what is a headline and what is a summary? Well, when you first create a LinkedIn page, you will notice that your name is probably right underneath your picture, or the circle where your picture should go. And right underneath your name is a tagline. Now, when you first create a LinkedIn page, I would recommend making your headline, how can I say this, very detailed, but around the industry that you are currently working in and the industry that you hope to work in. So mine right now is centered around being a marketing enthusiast, but also a huge advocate for behavioral health. And that's where I work. So that is right underneath my name. So if anybody were to search a person that works in marketing or a person that is an advocate for behavioral health, my name would probably come up on the first page on a LinkedIn search if you're searching in the US. Directly underneath that headline, you will see what's called a summary. A summary is basically, let's just say, a bio, a very short bio about yourself. Now, I recommend you can do this in one of 2 ways. You can be very descriptive with what it is of who you are in the professional light, or you can write it if you're job searching in a way where you showcase the skills that you currently have, making sure you highlight those, but then also acknowledge what it is that you want in a new job. So you can say something like, hey, I'm an experienced, just as an example, I'm an experienced chef. I've worked at Red Lobster as a head chef. I've worked at Olive Garden, some of our top quick service restaurants. I've been able to deliver quality food. Let's just say a team player. I work very well with our kitchen staff, and I am really looking to get into the fine dining atmosphere. Can someone direct me in the right way? Or I'd love to connect with you, something like that. So if you are job searching, you want to lead with what it is that you've done, because that shows, hey, I know what I'm talking about. And then on the backside, maybe the very end with what you're looking for. Now, if you're like me and you're not really job searching, but you still want to make yourself the expert in your field, then you can simply just lead entirely with what it is and who you are from a career standpoint. So if anyone if you had a chance to look at my LinkedIn page, you will see that I am an expert in marketing and business development, and I make it very clear where my expertise has come from. So it's come from a variety of different industries, to be honest with you, but I've highlighted the most recent things that I've done because those stand out, and that showcases, hey, this is where Kristen is from 2022 to 2025 versus 2014 when I first got my first job at Wet Seal. I'm not advertising that because I don't want to work in retail. It's just not me. I'd rather work, corporate America. I like it. It's just secure. That's my preference. And I showcase that. Now, the next thing that you need to do on your LinkedIn page, and again, you can just take an hour to do this. You don't have to take a full day. Just work section by section, okay? It's not mandatory for you to have this all look pretty and perfect before you're able to use it. Just take your time, making sure that it looks nice and clean. The next thing is to have your experience and skills. So LinkedIn can be used as a resume. It kind of can. You have the ability to actually print off a version of LinkedIn. I'll show that when I demonstrate, step by step in a separate video, what this all entails. But you need to showcase the experience, most recent, let me be very clear, probably within the last 5 years or so. You can go back further if you need to, if there's certain skills that you had in jobs previous to that 5 years that are relevant to what you want to do right now. But when you're filling in your experience, making sure that you're being very descriptive and using, I guess you can say, action leading verbs with bulleted points to describe what it is that you did in that particular role. And you do have the ability to tag the companies that you've worked in. Now, some people will go, oh, Kristen, I don't want, my former employers to see that I'm on LinkedIn, job searching, whatever. That doesn't matter. What it showcases is that, hey, it gives you the ability to connect with people that are familiar with that company, but it looks pretty much, if you're wanting to stay in that same industry or get back into the industry, to someone who is a recruiter, they can see that, hey, this person already has experience working, for example, in manufacturing, working in the hospital healthcare world, or back to my example, working in the restaurant world. They can see all of that. You also have the ability to add skills under each experience that you add. And then there is a completely separate section further down on your profile that you can add even more skills. So on mine, I showcase a lot of marketing, going back to myself, a lot of marketing things. So email marketing, SEO, data analytics, anything that I've acquired, those are my top skills under my most recent jobs. Once you've gotten your profile in a place that looks decent, meaning you have a picture of yourself, and we'll talk about that in the second video because there's a way that you should take your picture that looks professional, that is completely separate from the way you look glamorous on your Instagram and Facebooks and all the other social medias. LinkedIn is different. You want to make sure you're presenting yourself in a good light, and we'll talk about that in part 2. But the next thing, again, once you've gotten your profile set up the way that you want, is that you need to start engaging. What that means is LinkedIn is social media. That means you have to communicate. You have to comment. You have to like. You have to follow. You have to share. You have to do all of those things so people can start to see you, just like any other social media. But the difference between LinkedIn and the others is that you do have to communicate in a professional way. So try to avoid LOLs. Try to avoid too many emojis when you're like leaving comments and things. It just comes off like a little immature sometimes, depending on what the nature of the post is. So for example, my a lot of the posts that I do for my the company I work for is I reshare a lot of recent events and any upcoming events and any social postings that announce the team. I do that. I have to, or else no one's really gonna see. I have to keep putting the content out there. But even after I post it and I see someone else comment underneath, they'll say, "Oh, this is really cool. Oh, Kristen, I'd like to learn more." My response to them is very simple. I keep it short. Hey, connect with me. Send me a DM or shoot me a message. I'll be sure to email you or communicate with you more about the company I work for if you're curious about it. Or if I see a post that I like, so I do follow quite a few other companies, like my former companies that I've worked at, and I still keep engaged with some of the coworkers and my bosses too. Anytime I see something that is amazing that they've done or any events that they're a part of, I show support. Now on LinkedIn, they have different reactions. They do have like the normal like it. They do have the normal you love it. They have inspired, I do use that one a lot. The light bulb, anytime I see something that's like, oh, I want to try that, or like, that's very educational, I didn't know that. I use that one a lot. They do have care and support. So if someone's posting about a organization that's important to them, there's an option for that. And there's others, but just remember, every time you comment, and if you comment on someone else's comment, it builds, awareness of your page. And remember, if you're starting off, LinkedIn is free. Let me be very clear. There is a premium version. I use it because I have to, but the premium version allows you to do other things, and I'll talk about that in a different video. But even on the free version, keep in mind that you only get, I think, about 5 direct messages every month, and you are capped at how many connections you can make in a day before LinkedIn kind of flags you like, hey, you're giving a little bit of spam energy. So just be mindful of that as you're doing that. As you're building your LinkedIn page too, be sure to put yourself in LinkedIn creator mode. That way you can showcase your expertise. So you do have the ability to write articles, to write posts, to really demonstrate that you are an expert in your field. So going back to my restaurant example, if you're an expert in how to make grilled shrimp, and you know how to cook seafood in a way that doesn't make people sick, but also is very seasoned, and you know how to attract people to that particular dish, you can write articles about it to share your expertise on how you know this particular food should be cooked. All right, moving on to number 2. Resumes and cover letters. We'll go over this in detail in another video too, but that's another way that you need to professionally brand yourself, okay? No longer are the days where you just write your name and job 1, job 2, job 3. You need to also showcase your skills and try to keep your resume to 1 page. I am working on that myself because I have so many experiences that I keep that are relevant to what I do, along with all my education and certificates. So try to narrow it down to 1 page, and also keep in mind you only want to highlight the most recent relevant roles. So what that means is you don't want to go back to when you just got out of high school if you're in your 40s. That makes no sense. You need to stay within the last 5 years of what it is that you've done. Now, if you've experienced a layoff, or maybe you went a year traveling the world and you really didn't work, there's a way that you can say that on a resume that doesn't look like, oh, this person just quit and doesn't want to work anymore. You can say, hey, I freelanced, or I experienced culture. There's a way that you can speak to that, and we'll talk about that and how to write that in a resume that's appealing and doesn't, completely put your resume in the trash if you're job searching. Also showcase your skills, and similarly to LinkedIn, you want to make sure that you do have the summary section that summarizes in just a few lines who you are and what exactly it is that you do. So for me, going back to my example, digital marketing is my thing. So the majority of my summary is about marketing things. The cover letter is a way to illustrate more and more detail what it is that you just wrote in your resume. So think of your resume as kind of like a business card, if you will, if you're going in for job searching, and the cover letter explains what it is the person's reading. And you can even use that as a way to give more light to certain maybe projects that you've done that are relevant, maybe even highlighting what it is that you did in a particular job role that is important for you to excel or get to the next position that you're applying for. Number 3, portfolio website. Now this one, it's more for my creatives, but you can use it for other jobs too, because it shows like, hey, this person took the initiative to, it brings more personality to you. You're more than just a sheet of paper. You're more than just a few clicks on LinkedIn. You're an actual human being. And what I did with my portfolio website, I had one about a year or so ago. I need to update mine, but it pretty much showcased any digital proof of any projects that I've done. So one of the things that I showcase a lot are my email templates, because they are very effective, and I've had a high open and high click-through rate, which means that people are actually reading what I say and not just putting it in spam and responding to me. So I showcase the templates that I write in a way where if someone were to say, hey, Kristen, show me an example of a blog post that you wrote, or show me an example of a really high performing email, I can just send them my portfolio website that has a link to those particular templates, where a person that's interested in hiring me, they can just go look at it themselves. And it's a good reference point for me too. So even in my role right now where I do a lot of email marketing, I have to come up with templates kind of like that every month, I can look back and say, okay, these templates worked. Let me modify them so it fits what my current position needs right now. And then the last thing, make yourself sound like a professional. And I can't express that enough. What that means is if there is something in your career field that you don't know, it's important to go get the education and go find more information about it so you can learn yourself what it is that you need to be doing or the skill that you need to pick up in order to take you to the next level. So for example, for myself, my dream is to become a chief marketing officer or even a CEO of my own company one day. And I know I'm not a math person. I can't stand math. I don't like numbers. Unless we're talking about paychecks, that's different. But I'm a creative. I like to write. I like to read. I could care less about math. I will get, ChatGPT to do my math for me. But I know this is a skill I need to learn in order for me to take it to the next level and understand the analytics that my boss goes over every Monday. Because after the time, I'm just like, what does that percentage mean? What does this mean to me? Other than I know if it's a low percentage, somebody's not reading or clicking things. That's what I understand, but it's deeper than that. So I know that that is a skill that I need to learn. And so what I've done is that I found resources like LinkedIn Learning, going back to LinkedIn, that have a ton of courses. You can use Skillshare, you can use Udemy, you can go back to college. That's what I'm doing. You can do a lot of different things, but it's important for you to continue to keep learning and don't stop, because the moment you stop learning, that's the moment you stop growing. And it's a way for you to showcase even those little certificates that you earn on your resume, on your LinkedIn page, to show the recruiters that you know exactly what you're talking about and that you're working to improve your skills every single day. And keep in mind that although you may not think recruiters are looking at your other social media channels, it's important to make sure that those are cleaned as well. So if you have posts from your high school days, and you know what I'm talking about, or college, I know, it's time for you to start cleaning that stuff up, because people are looking. And if you want a higher paying job, if you want to be perceived as a professional in your field, it's time that you start acting like it too and showcasing that. All right. Well, you guys, I talked 21 minutes about how to professionally brand yourself in 2025, professionally for jobs. These are the tips. We went through setting up a LinkedIn page, making sure your resume is tightened, making sure your cover letter reflects what it is that you wrote in your resume, considering a portfolio website, and then also continuing to make yourself sound, look, and feel like the professional that you are. And I'm so happy that you made it to the end of this video, because part 2 is coming up. We're going to cover everything as far as taking headshots, maybe even expanding a little bit more on what it is that your resume really should have. And then also I'll give you guys a few more nuggets as well that I have found that have made, I wouldn't say it easier, but that have made it the journey of my career and getting into the career field that I am a lot less strenuous than it appears to be. So I'm excited to share that with you. But I thank you guys so much for listening. Again, please like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to share this video with someone who needs to hear it.